This is a very difficult time for the people of Israel. And when you have members of the United States Congress, people like Tlaib and Omar, accusing Israel of bombing a hospital, at that point, absolutely no evidence, and saying things like, Israel just bombed a hospital killing 500 Palestinians, just like that. And Omar, bombing of a hospital is among the gravest war crimes. And it turns out it was HUD buddies that were involved, Islamic Jihad.
Yeah.
They were the ones who send the bomb towards your house here in Jerusalem, towards Israel. They're the ones responsible for what happened at the hospital. And what she did is nothing less than a blood libel, helping the spread of antisemitism. And I'm personally calling on Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader of the House of Representatives. Hakeem, I know you, you're a decent guy. You need to take action against these radicals that are jeopardizing the people of Israel, this great democracy, and their hatred for the United States of America. And what they are doing is absolutely dangerous. And I'm asking you that the Ethics Committee investigate these radicals who are fermenting anti-Semitism, who are helping the spread of violence. Jews are being attacked as a result of Tlaib, Omar, and some of the other radicals.
Look, we see it on college campuses. I'm hearing from so many parents of kids who go to good schools. You know, my alma mater, Columbia, is a place of much concern now. Jewish people don't feel safe in America anymore. They don't feel safe. I never thought we'd get to that point. I mean, all the work you've done over so many years to point this out and to keep the Jewish people safe, right now, they don't feel safe. And around the world, you know, Jordan, the embassy in Israel last night was under siege because of Jordanian riots. There's the U.S. embassy in Beirut is under siege. It's all because of the credibility that's given, as you say, to these blood libels. They have real on-the-ground consequences. You know, and people are looking to these people who are self-avowed friends of the Palestinians. They're not, right? They're friends of terrorists. The terrorists are subjugating the Palestinians. The worst victims of these terrorists are the Palestinians who live under their thumb, but they don't see it that way. And what I said in a tweet that I wrote, they are responsible for the foreseeable consequences of their acts. I learned that in my first year of law school. You know, that when you act recklessly or negligently, you're responsible for the foreseeable consequences of your acts. And this was all foreseeable based upon these blood libels that they've issued. And it's gone beyond politics, it's gone beyond policy. It's now at a point where we're talking about fomenting violence against the Jewish people.
Right. As you pointed out, this is not an issue of Republicans or Democrats. This is an issue of the very existence of our civil society. If we permit members of the United States Congress to indulge in blood libels, and by the way, as you know, this is not the first time Tlaib has done that.
No.
I remember when she accused Israel of murdering a child in Jerusalem. I remember that. I confronted her in New Jersey at a university. Let us see what happens. Again, I'm speaking to the minority leader of the House of Representatives. Are there going to be consequences for hate? I mean, if it really matters, there needs to be an investigation, and some of these radicals must be removed from the Democratic Party. Period. Simple. I was in Kfar Aza. Everybody reads and watches the stuff on television, the horrors, beyond horrors. I mean, what was done to men, women, and children, David. I mean, as you know, I was in a home where two girls, they were describing to me that there were two girls in the back room who were undressed and raped. The mother and father, their hands were tied and they were shot in the head. Now, I don't know if they were watching the girls being raped. These are animals. No, I'm sorry, not animals. These are the evil people of society. And Tlaib and Omar and others in America have nothing to say. They are absolute cowards, nothing else. But decent people need to act.
If you remember, but I'm sure you do remember, when Ilhan Omar made that statement that basically, you know, Jewish money was controlling America. and hurting America. So there was an attempt to censure her. And the best that Congress could come up with in those days was, we censure all forms of prejudice and all forms of attacks on ethnicities. No other ethnicity was being attacked. I mean, it was just an attack on the Jewish people. And you couldn't even get Congress then to recognize and isolate that particular anti-Semitism. We have to get past that. I mean, it's now time for people of good faith to stand with the Jewish people and not just to criticize, but to take action against those people who are perpetuating blood libels against Jews, because Jewish people are getting murdered right now all over the world, and this has to stop.
That's the key. Not just words, action. Words are wonderful and they are a start, but we want to see action because lives are being endangered. There's no question about that. So we're waiting for action on the part of the leaders of the Democratic Party, period. They need to act, and we're going to be watching.
Dov, one of the things that struck me is so inappropriate was how Rashida Tlaib took her information from Hamas. Now, she's taking information from people who support the rape of women, dismemberment of people, the slaughter of families.
Torture.
This agency that's rallying around rape, torture, and dismemberment of Jews. That's the agency from which she's relying upon to put out this blood libel against the Jewish people. I mean, she couldn't wait another half hour. By the way, unfortunately, she wasn't the only one. I mean, the BBC did the same thing. New York Times did the same thing.
I hate to say the Wall Street Journal first did the same thing. Shocking.
They did. I hope the Wall Street Journal is usually better. They're usually better. I hope they apologize. But this is how they're getting their news, and she knows that it's not true. She knows that it's an unreliable source. Doesn't care. Rushing to attack, not criticize, but to attack the Jewish people, to put them in the world of baby kill, to characterize them in the same evil manner as the Hamas has already demonstrated to be. So I was flabbergasted that she did that. And again, thank you for calling all of them out on this. It's so important.
Thank you. Now the facts are out. And Tlaib and Omar and all the rest of them had it all wrong. Totally wrong. It was, in fact, Islamic Jihad. And of course, Hamas partners with Islamic Jihad. I want to thank President Biden. The President of the United States looked at the evidence that Israel provided. Detailed information, irrefutable evidence. And it shows beyond question that it was Islamic Jihad. Case closed. Tlaib, Omar, Corey Bush, and all the rest of you, we're waiting. We're waiting for the same statements that you made against the people of Israel. The same statements you made against the people of Israel. We're waiting for you to say the same thing about Islamic Jihad and Hamas.
Yeah, maybe you want to give some thought to criticizing Palestinian terrorists for killing Palestinian people, including people in the hospital. Give that some thought. You want to help the Palestinian people? Why don't you focus on Hamas and Islamic Jihad, who are committing the worst atrocities against the Palestinians of anyone in the world?